All right, well, we had a chainsaw die, and we decided to try a battery-operated chainsaw. So, gonna give this Milwaukee Fuel brushless here, the old M18 series. You know, if you're into Milwaukee tools, they're usually bad mofos. We're gonna see what this thing can do, and I'll let you know because I need something bigger than this pole saw I've been using. I'm kind of at the point where I really could have used the help, and this thing finally arrived. I had to order it. I guess it's not super common, but if this thing is a hit, this would be great for camping and stuff because it doesn't take gas, doesn't need a cord. You know the drill. First thing right off the bat, uh, the hole on the cap there for the chain oil, it's big enough that without a funnel, I could just pour it in. I didn't spill a drop. I mean, I'm already liking this thing. If you get the little cheap electric saws, this is a super messy process. And I mean, not one drop did I spill. So I'm already kind of like over the top with this thing. Like, I hope it works. But so far, this is a good sign, right? Well, first impression, I like it. It, you know, the first time you run, you engage that safety bar there in front of the handle. You got to push it towards the grip there. That was a little wonky at first. It was resisting me a little bit, but after I moved it once or twice, it became a little looser and became way more natural feeling, you know. It melted through these logs. You have to let it run for about 30 seconds, it said. Make sure the oil gets spread out. I gave it a good minute, you know, just to be on the safe side. And man, you know, I just now started, of course, but I'm now just kind of curious how long one of these M18 batteries is going to last. But I'm about to find out, you know, because I got nothing but wood here to cut. So I'm going to kill a battery and see how much production I actually get out of it. And I mean, hell, if it'll do this tree, maybe I can get into this. I got a whole bunch of crap here. You know, just this corner alone, getting over here, this tree over here by the Quonset hut here, you know, that thing's got to go too, along with this one, which I couldn't even get to the limbs on this because my cords were not really wanting to stretch this far. Yeah, I could have plugged it in over here, but you know, ain't nobody got time for that, right? I'm just gonna zap this thing with the chainsaw too, and I'm just gonna do it until I lose a battery and just see how much work I get done. But man, this might be my new favorite toy here for a little while. It sure did make cutting this stuff easier. All right, we got a pretty noticeable deficiency in chain oil here. So this thing likes chain oil, which is fine because I did this in a fraction of the time I would have with the other saws that I have on site. So I'll take it, you know what I mean? This just saved me a hell of a lot of time. So I'll keep feeding this thing chain oil if it keeps cutting for me. I got no qualms with that, but just something to know. If you buy one of these, you might want to buy an extra bottle of chain oil because that's not a day's work, you know? And on my little crappy electric plug-in pole saw doing this same work here, I wouldn't even have touched the surface of the reservoir of chain oil on its tank. So this thing, it's a wet worker, but man, it's pleasant to cut through. It cuts through this stuff like butter. It's enjoyable almost, and it's not very loud, you know? So yeah, you'll hear it, the neighbors will hear it if you live in a suburb or whatever, but it won't be as bad. The decibel rating, it's not way up there in your ears just ringing like what, you know? It's I don't know, man, I'm really happy with this. It's It's not cheap, but it's worth the money. Let's put it that way. Runs off of batteries. Man, if you've got a Milwaukee setup and you already got a fan and your drills and all that other stuff going off of it, it's just one more thing to make it indestructible. This is like a Mad Max level tool right here so far. I'm waiting to find a limitation, and this chain oil that it likes to drink is about the only thing I'm finding. And I'll tell you what, I'm not even complaining about that, because I'm just so impressed with how it's cutting through these. I mean, these, it's nothing to laugh at. I mean, this is pretty good size right here. You know what I mean? So yeah. Okay, so the oil ran out, basically. The chain loosened, and my M18 battery is down to 1 bar. So all this kind of came at the same time, which is sort of nice, because I needed to add oil anyway. So I'm just going to go ahead and change the battery, make sure my chain's good and tight on there, which I already did, and then I'm ready to get back in there. I also cleaned all the crud out that was stuck in the, you know, inside of the chain housing there. You know, this might have been one of the things that was encouraging that much oil to be used too, because that's some greasy stuff right there. But yeah, you know, grab a water and slam some water, get this thing up and running again, and get back out there, take some vitamin C or something. You know how that works. This makes perfect sense now, but I just figured it out. I'm not even going to use these smaller batteries on it, and it's not designed for it, but I was not getting the RPMs I was getting on the good, you know, the M18 battery. So if you're thinking about getting one of these and all you have is the old school batteries here, this is one little caveat. You're going to have those M18 batteries to really get the full experience of this saw. I'm not even going to use this battery. You probably aren't supposed to. I don't know. It came with a book that had a bunch of words and shit in it, but I didn't read it. So these I'm not even going to use. Like, it's straight M18s. So I got to go see how many of these I got laying around. I think I only have like 2 of them. So this is a limitation. It's a limitation I'm willing to live with. I might go buy another 1 or 2 of these things now that, you know, I have a reason to. I bought a 6-way battery charger to go with this thing, so I can charge 6 batteries at a time now, which is nice. Actually, I can charge 9 batteries because I got a really good charger too, and I got 4 old ones in the other shed, but I'm not even counting those, you know. So I mean, I got some Milwaukee magic going here. I got the firepower. I just got to get the ammo now, you know. Gonna be honest, now I think about it, there's really no reason for me to keep filming. I wanted to see what a battery could do. I wanted to see how I liked how it cut, you know, my impressions on the saw itself, you know. And I mean, I think we're getting that right now. If you're a lumberjack, I mean, you might want to remain with the traditional analog gas and oil saw, but if you're not doing super huge jobs, I mean, I did put quite a few cuts in these, and did just fine. So I'm impressed with what it did. It does only like the 8-point higher power batteries. So we learned that. We learned that it does like to eat oil. We learned that, and we learned that it cuts really nice, and I really like how it cuts. So those are the characteristics of what we're dealing with, but I do not regret the purchase, and actually this is probably right up my alley of what I want. It's quieter than a regular chainsaw. It's way more portable. I mean, you could take it anywhere, and as long as you have the ability to recharge those batteries, you could use this thing indefinitely without lugging around a bunch of gas and crap like that. You know, I mean, that's the part that's really appealing to me, because, you know, you could charge your batteries with a solar charger if you had to, if you're out in the middle of nowhere, and you could keep this thing going almost indefinitely, you know. I like the idea of that, you know, assuming we don't get hit with some kind of grand solar minimum anytime soon. This is probably going to outlive all those gas-powered chainsaws in the long run. So I'm just kind of trying to think ahead here, man. And it just seems to be a good fit for what I'm doing over here. Definitely gonna get some more higher power batteries, that's for sure. You know, if I had 3 or 4 of those, I think I could just continuously be operating. It's probably about what it would take. So we're talking some money, man. If this was a dedicated thing that you used every day. If you're just going to throw a battery or 2 on it like I'm going to do, it's depending on the longevity of the saw, I think it would be a smart investment and a way more portable investment as well, you know. But I like it. I would do it again if I were given the chance, you know, not regretting anything. So maybe I'll give an update on this later as I further break this thing in and kind of let you know my thoughts on it again. But as of right now, I'm a huge fan. So that's what 2 batteries did. Trimmed all this, trimmed this tree down here. Starting to kind of look like a yard again, you know. And that's a wrap. That was 2 batteries.